Where are all the good men? Where are all the good men? Hey, this is probably the most common question that I get asked by single women. Hey sis, I'm Nadia Edwards. I'm a dating coach for accomplished women over 40 who are ready to find their life partner. If you've been struggling to find quality men and you tired of using those tired dating apps, I have some ideas for you. Ready? Let's get started. So let's start with shifting your mindset about where to meet good men. Now, when you want to look for a good man, and good men are everywhere, right? You really want to focus your attention on places that has some value to you, right? Something that means something to you. For instance, if you are interested in art, then go to art shows, go to the museum, go do all of those things because the vibe that you give off will be a positive vibe because you are excited and you are happy about being in that environment. If you go to a basketball game and you're not into basketball, you're going to go there, you're going to be bored, and then the vibe that you give off, it's not going to be a really good one, or the vibe that you give off could be inauthentic. And then you will attract someone who will pick up on that inauthentic vibe. You see where I'm going with that? Okay, good. Another thing you can try, just to, because I know you'll be like, Nadia, what does that mean? What does that mean? Give me some specifics. So go to a charity event. Maybe you want to volunteer. If you're an accomplished woman over 40, you're probably really into politics. So you may want to volunteer at one of your political organizations. You may want to, go to any type of conference. Conferences are huge. Conferences are packed with all different type of people, and there's a conference for just about anything, right? So look at the conferences that are aligned with what you're interested in, and also, you want to pick conferences that have a mixed group of people. Do not go to conferences that are only geared toward women because exactly you will have less opportunity to meet men. So you want to go to conferences that has a good mix of women and men. Or if you're feeling kind of spunky, you can go to a conference that's geared more towards the men, and then you have even more opportunity to meet a good one. Another thing that is worth trying is asking your social circle of friends about places that you can go to meet this type of person that you're interested in. And not for them to hook you up. I have my thoughts about that, but instead to offer up some places or events or some activities that they think would be good for you. They may be able to offer up places or events or activities that would be good for you to get involved in so that you can meet certain people. The more people that you meet, the more connections that you make, the higher the probability of you meeting that good man that you're looking for. And again, you don't want to use your social network for hooking you up with someone. You just want them to actually create this opportunity again of where you can possibly go and meet someone and make those connections. That is how you can naturally meet someone and over time develop a real relationship with him, right? Nothing forced, nothing orchestrated, but going to places that you're interested in. And be open and be curious about where you're going. Also, be curious about the person that you're meeting. Ask questions. Don't interrogate, but ask some questions about the person to find out more about him. And you know what, sis? Before I even forget, the world is changing so much that there are companies, there are like services and apps that specialize in curating events for single people. There's so many that are out there now There's one in particular. The name escapes me. If I remember, I'll drop it in the description. But it curates dinners for single people. And it's not like a dating app, but it definitely creates the atmosphere where you can go out, people that are single, and you can make connections, right? And then you decide whether or not you want to pursue or continue talking with someone after this dinner. And it's like a group of people. It's such a wonderful idea. I actually had a client go, she had a really good time. And she's been trying to go out and meet people and she wasn't successful. So I recommended using this service to help her go to more intimate settings, right? Because I think a lot of us over 40, we ain't trying to go to, these large places to meet people. Some of us, right? And depending on your dating archetype, you may feel more comfortable date meeting people in a more intimate setting. So these type of services that curate these more intimate settings of a smaller group of people who are single and just having a dinner, such a great service. I really want to help you find that man. So look for events that share your values. You want to go to events that you are really interested in because it means something to you. And make sure that these events have men in attendance. So try the dog park if you like dogs and if you have a dog, right? You can also try cooking classes. You can try sporting events if you like a particular sport, right? So if you like basketball, hockey, swimming, whatever, you want to go to those type of events. And if you are even active in those things, you probably are already part of that environment. You also want to volunteer and tap into your social networks. I'm telling you, friends, colleagues, acquaintances, people attend different functions and they may be able to say, hey, I hear that you're interested in X. There's this event happening in town, or this event happening in, another state. You may be interested to go, and do not ask them to hook you up, right? They're not playing matchmaker, but they are helping you just to get out into the world where there is more opportunity for you to meet a good man. You also want to use one of these very popular services or apps that curate these events for single people. And depending on what you really like, you can find one of the events. One that I really like, and I mentioned earlier that I recommended to a client, right? And it curated this really nice dinner where she was able to meet some men that some she was interested in, some she wasn't, but she was able to get out and meet people in person, right? So all of these tips, all the things that I've shared are to help you meet people if you are tired of using dating apps or any of those online dating type of functions. Another thing I want to suggest is if you want some more direction, something a little bit more focused, please take my dating strategy quiz, which is really geared toward your dating archetype, right? So whatever your dating archetype is, this dating strategy quiz that I came up with will give you some more focus about where you should go to meet people that match your vibe. Talk to you soon.